Oh, two-time. Once the worst survivor in Forsaken, now one of, if not the best. Though I can still confidently say that some of their players haven't changed one bit. And that's exactly why we're here today. Since two-time is probably the most popular Sentinel survivor right now, there are bound to be plenty of stereotypes for all their different skins. But before we start, just a quick reminder, this video is for fun and laughs. Everything said here is satire and shouldn't be taken seriously. Alright, let's begin. These guys are either old players who know exactly how two-time works now and are just smurfing with the default skin because they can. They'll consistently land backstabs and clutch saves for their teammates like it's nothing. Or they're the complete opposite, brand new players who pick two-time because their friend told them he's the best Sentinel survivor, only to end up never landing a single backstab. Instead, they always go for front stabs and immediately get their asses kicked back to the lobby. Okay, let's be real, no one is actually using the skin, unless they're actively hunting down that one Jason main who always runs the barber skin, just so they can trigger the special LMS team. This skin is actually pretty neat. It's a reference to the phoenix bird. You know, the magical bird that comes back to life after death. Anyway, players who use this skin either just like how it looks, or they're the type who absolutely hates stealth. Why? Because when 2x second left passive activates, a giant bright flame circle appears around them, basically turning them into a walking neon sign that's impossible to miss by the killers. These players are starting to get good at playing two-time. Emphasis on good. They still do way more front stabs and then back stabs, and don't really stick to the stealth playstyle that two-time skid is actually made for. So when they try to get anywhere near the killer, they just get absolutely obliterated. You know, I barely see anyone using this skin, but most people say that the players who do are just straight up weirdos. So there's that. And they're probably fans of the Despicable Me franchise because it's literally a reference to the fourth movie, if I remember correctly. So yeah, there's that. Now, for some reason, most people who see anyone use this skin calls them Unoya, when there's literally no same design to Unoya. Anyway, from my experience, players use the skin tend to play two-time like it's still the pre-rework era, which basically means they just hide in corners, spamming emotes, and wait for the round to end. Okay, so you know the part where Soundsmith just says nothing because there's literally no one using a certain item in TF2? Yeah, that's the case with this skin. Yeah, I don't have anything to say about this skin because I never see anyone use this skin. Soulmate two-time players are either sweaty duos or just solo sweats. They will land every backstab and surprise the killer with a launch stab from nowhere. So if you see someone who has a playtime more than 7 or 10 days, have fun. Also, there's a big chance that they're a couple or someone in a relationship on using the skin. So there's that. This is probably a special case where you'll barely see any difference between the experience from Milestone 1 and Milestone 2 2x players. And honestly, it's kind of impressive and baffling at the same time. So I think it's safe to say that two-time players need 2x more experience. Well, talk about a coin flip. Players who spiral two-time are either 10-day playtime sweats who know exactly how to pull off perfect launch stabs and trick stabs, or they're an absolute walking circus who somehow failed to land even an easy front stab. Like, how did you fail an easy front stab? Okay, so from my experience, oh boy, Punk two-time. These players are either the sweatiest people you'll ever met, or the complete opposite. They'll blame every failed backstab, every death, and every counter play from the killer on their support when they're quite literally doing more front steps than back steps and play more as a Shevetsky than a stealthy assassin. Huh. There are two types of people who use the skins regularly. People who cosplay as Azure and for some reason are really sensitive about 2 times lore, or sweats, just pure unapologetic sweats. Or they can be a rare breed and a very good teammate to have, not because they're good, but because they are really chill to hang out with. There's a high chance that players who use this skin are fans of MS Blue, and if you haven't watched that movie yet, go watch it. I highly recommend it. It's actually free on YouTube. Anyway, players who use this skin are either just pretty good at the game, or they are Dr. Ludwig himself, landing ridiculous backstabs, trick stabs, and launch stabs like they're playing Melee My Medic from TF2. I'm pretty sure this is like 2 times fourth most used skin. Well, if that's the case, it's definitely a mixed bag. So you'll either get the Fumbler, the Trick Stabber, the Clip Farmer, or the Complainer. Okay, now we're seeing some improvement from the Milestone 2 and 1. Milestone 3 2 times are actually becoming a big problem for killers if left unchecked. They'll stalk the killer without being noticed, land the most disgusting trick stabs and launch stabs, and sometimes even hit the Stranden Fruit emote right after landing a backstab, only to get immediately killed right after. You are 100% a Hatsune Miku fan if you use the skin. There's literally no other reason, or maybe there is. Anyway, these players will probably land a few stabs to get their second life, then go hide in the corners emoting or actually help their teammates for once. Or they're just, what would you like to call them again? Oh yeah, aura farmers of Forsaken, which means they just emote the whole round. So yeah. Now, for some reason, players who use this skin never want to take the game seriously. Like, dude, stop role-playing or being friendly. This is an asymmetrical game. We get that you're friendly and all, but come on, play the game properly, please. Literal sweats, nothing more, nothing less. Okay, who greenlit this skin? Anyway, these players are just trolls, and by that I mean they'll just land trick stabs, backstabs, and then emote for 1 second. So relentlessly, that killers just rage quit. Or they're just players who saw how cheap this skin is and bought it for fun. I barely ever run into anyone using the skin. And when I do, they're either super chill people who play just for fun and don't care about wins or losses, or they're that one person who just does generous whole game and never lifts a finger to help their teammates. Okay, so I don't really know the reference for this skin, so I'm not gonna judge its appearance, but honestly I can't seem to find anyone who actually used this skin either, so I'm sorry. You don't exist, and if you do, there's a high chance nobody even knew you did. Once in a blue moon, you'll actually run into a player using the skin. And not gonna lie, some of them are surprisingly chill and genuinely good teammates. Players use this skin are either survivors with 10 days of playtime under their belt, or collectors who just love hoarding limited skins. I mean, it is a seasonal skin and often first the real event skin after all for this game. There's not much to say about these guys. You'll barely ever see anyone using the skin, even though it's actually pretty cool. And for the small majority, for some reason players who run this Spring 2 times skin tend to be super aggressive with their playstyle. they'll go for front snaps instead of back snaps like 80% of the times. And they love to just walk straight into the killer's face while crouching. Then pull off a lunge snaps like they're invisible or something. This is one of the rare cases where people who have the skin don't actually use it. But since they've reached Milestone 4, there are only two possibilities. They're an annoying sweat who will make your killer match miserable by landing perfect back snaps, trick snaps, and lunge snaps, but they rarely even taunt you afterward. Or they're that guy who dies 20 seconds into the match, like instantly. So remember what I said about Milestone 4? Yeah, this skin is basically the reason no one bothers using that one. And to be fair, Nightshade is way more interesting than Milestone 4 anyway. But the same thing applies here too. Either you're dealing with an annoying sweats who makes your life hell with perfect snaps, or it's the guy who dies 20 seconds into the match. And with that, we are done with 2-time skin stereotype for today. Thank you all so much for watching this video, and I hope to see you all on my next 4-second video, which is going to take a lot more time because I'm still waiting for the Noli update. So yeah, goodbye.